Hello there, my cerebral mortal soul. How are you feeling today? I wanted to talk to you today about light, sunlight. It's an essential ingredient for a healthy lifestyle, but many of us don't get the amount of bright light we need to experience its benefits. And I found a solution in a therapeutic machine called a HappyLight. That's right, a happy light. A happy light brings daylight indoors by emitting a bright white, full spectrum light that safely mimics the sunlight, and without the UV rays. So today, I wanted to share another product review for items that might help us get a better night's sleep. But wait, what? Venus, why, if we need to sleep, are you going to review a light? Well, there are many important reasons to use a happy light, and some of the most common reasons include that many people experience a change in their mood or a drop in their energy levels when they find themselves deprived of natural sunlight. This can be due to the change in seasons, or maybe you're a night shift worker, you travel a lot on an airplane, or you have a lifestyle that includes a lot of time indoors. And for all our friends out there who live in the Arctic Circle, hey Canadians, like I used to do, you can go through entire months without seeing daylight in the middle of the day. Around this time of year, in fact. So, with these mood and energy level changes, people experience something called SAD, seasonal affective disorder, or the winter blues. And this can become really dangerous when entire towns north of 60 go through it together. Now, people who suffer from this at any age battle fatigue, low energy, sleep problems, and that can even lead to the loss of mental acuity the longer this struggle continues. Finally, deprivation of natural daylight exposure also leads to a disruption in your circadian rhythm. That means our bodies are striving to maintain regular sleep patterns through the time release of hormones regulated by our internal clock, and that is our circadian rhythm. This internal cycle takes cues from external light sources, specifically at dawn and at dusk. These moments signal to the body that it's time to wake up or go to sleep. Ordinary indoor lighting and late night studying, the glow of computer screens and televisions can all disrupt these natural cues and make it difficult for our bodies to get those cues and get a healthy night's sleep. There are studies out there that show that light therapy can help the body recalibrate and normalize its circadian rhythms and help you get a great night's sleep. And that's why I discovered the Happy Light. So it can be really surprising the types of things that actually affect our ability to sleep. Who would have thought that we would need light to help us fall asleep? And like the first product review I shared with you about the foot massager, here again we have an example of something to add to our morning routines that will help our bodies be more ready to actually fall asleep by the end of our day. In addition to actually understanding the science behind the need for sleep, I came across the need to discover this happy light out of my own personal experience. I am a mixed kid, and while I have a particular paler skin tone inside of our beautiful flesh rainbow out there, I actually have the skin health needs of the darker side of my family. And as a kid, I was rather sickly in the winter times in North America for lack of exposure to sunlight. There were times that the family doctor would even ask my parents if money wasn't too tight to send me south for as long as they could afford so that I could be in the sun and get better. My vitamin D deficiency required real sunlight exposure to my skin. The pills were just insufficient. And I remember my dad exhausting himself to drive me down the I-90 for a weekend on the beach and back for school and work the next Monday. So when I had a lifetime opportunity for a really nice paycheck in the career field I had aimed for in the Arctic Circle, I was really concerned about the no daylight winter months. And my dad did some research and told me about the Happy Light. It couldn't hurt to try, we thought. Worst case, I complete a contract and come home. We came across a particular product brand called Verilux, and the therapeutic light model was called Happy Light. I will put a link in to the product page in the notes below. I picked out the least expensive because I'm cheap and because I wasn't sure if this would actually work. And I chose a very simple model, and I have traveled with it ever since. So, how does the Happy Light work? Scientific studies have shown the effects of lights on the body are more than just psychological. Sunlight prompts our physical systems to produce the hormones directly responsible for improving mood and creating a sense of well being. A happy light provides supplemental full spectrum light that prompts your body's natural energy enhancers to help you relax. It helps you focus, and it helps you feel revitalized. It improves mood and energy by triggering the release of serotonin, and improves sleep and focus by resetting your circadian rhythm to its natural state and regulating your melatonin. So the packaging for the Happy Light was very simple. It was a box with a plastic wrap around it, very easy to set up. It can be positioned as close as even 6 inches from you, but don't stare directly into it. Just like the real sun, we want to protect your eyes. It's suggested to place the Happy Light off to one side so that you're not looking directly into it. But the light itself, it does have to reach your eyeballs. I personally started with it sitting 1 to 2 feet away from me, and I found that over time, my comfort zone is in a diagonal position from the Happy Light, about 2 feet away from my body, but facing on a diagonal towards my face. So I'm not blinded, I can see very clearly, and in fact, it's such a beautiful pure white light that it's actually easy to read by while you're sitting there. For the time to use the Happy Light, I've used it at any time of day. It became a part of my coming home routine or my wake me up at lunch period so that I'm ready for the people I work with when I come back from lunch. But it is recommended to use the light regularly at about the same time each morning. They recommend that 20 minutes a day can be helpful as a starting point to determine your optimum light therapy duration, and I found it is recommended to use the light regularly at about the same time each morning. They recommend that 20 minutes a day can be helpful as a starting point to determine your optimum light therapy duration, and I found 20 minutes to be exactly what I need personally. We're all different, but I found that the recommended time was just about right for me. And I actually did notice a change within the first week of using it once a day. You can even start, if you're not quite sure how you'll react to the light, with shorter mini sessions about 5 minutes at a time until you get used to it. As a routine, the best way to use your Happy Light is by incorporating it into part of your morning routine. Use it as you put on your makeup, or when you're eating breakfast, or when you first get to work and you're just organizing your desk. I found that if I brought it to work, everybody wanted to use it, and I was afraid it was going to burn out faster than I'd like it to. So I did learn to keep it at home and make it part of my morning routine as I tend to check my emails before I go into work. For me, I also found that it was useful to sit and read a book or magazine while using the Happy Light. It was just too much for my eyes to try to be on a computer when the sunlight lamp was on. It was so great to read by, as the regular light bulbs are kind of gray or yellowish in the air, or they are somehow too dim. And I can tell you that I have 20/20 vision, and it has not hurt my eyes to read by this light. I also keep the lamp about 2 feet from me even now, but I did start with it about a foot from my face to my direct side over my shoulder. I did find that it was restful to just close my eyelids in front of this light, and if you're into meditating or praying, it was also helpful to do that during this time, just to soak in the light quietly, just for a moment of peace for yourself. I found when I lived in the Arctic Circle, this Happy Light was absolutely 100% effective machine in beating SAD. I didn't even believe SAD was a real thing until I lived in the Arctic Circle, and it was really dark in the wintertime. This lamp actually helped me become more alert for work in the mornings, where it was still pitch dark when we walked in. And also, my Inuit friends would also come over to my house and take turns sitting with the machine because they were curious if it would really work for them, having lived in the Arctic their whole lives for many generations. And they really liked it. In fact, three of them would come by my house regularly to sit with the lamp. They each told me that they believed it did work for them, and we would just sit around and chat and play Frankie, if anyone knows what that is. It's a neat dice game, while we took turns sitting with the machine. I can also tell you that I think the Happy Lamp is really worth the money because this Happy Light has been with me since 2015. It is now the eve of 2023, and I'm still using the same machine. It is really durable. It has been worth the money, and it has been well used and well loved by myself and also my friends and family when they come to visit. It's so easy to unbox and use. Just a lamp with an attached cord. Pull it out of its package and plug it in. No fuss at all. And it doesn't take up much counter space. It's so lightweight and easy to move around. This machine 100% works for me, and I know everybody's different, but because it works for me in establishing a great morning routine, which helps in signaling my body to get ready for sleep time at the end of the day, if anything, it is my own consistent pattern of usage that was lacking, but when I use it regularly, I always feel better. If it didn't work, I wouldn't tell you about it. This brand, the Verilux, has been many more modern varieties out there, but I bought the least expensive, simplest version, and it was absolutely worth every penny. It works. In looking up the actual brand online, you can find the Happy Light Therapy Lamps by Verilux, and you can check out the modern varieties of light therapy solutions here. There is quite a range of products, and the prices range from about $50 to $180 on Amazon. And if you order directly from the company, they give you free shipping for purchases over $50 and a 30-day guarantee on the product for American customers. I don't see any real cons for this product, though it's not a toy and you don't want to leave it out for children to play with, as you have to have the discipline to not stare into the light for the sake of protecting your vision. I bought the simplest model, but there are, for a little more money, versions with different levels of intensity or lenses, so you can experiment with the right setting for your personal needs. For myself, I was paying to have sunlight in the Arctic Circle when I bought it, and it is an amazing bright white light. I never realized how dim some of my light bulbs were until I plugged this in. I did get what I intended to pay for, and I'm super happy with the results. In the beginning, I relied on this device as a therapeutic tool. However, now that I've moved back to a major city in a more southern climate, my medical needs have changed, and now I turn to the Happy Light when I'm feeling lethargic or know my commuting routines and shift work prevent me from being outside during the light of day. But I've gotten used to my personal body signals and know when to get it out of the closet and when I can put it away again. And for me, this was a positive sign that it is effective and it helps me to protect and preserve my overall health. I'll never toss this machine. The Happy Light's mine to the end of time, and it will never collect dust for too long. I can put it away every summer and pull it out midwinter when I feel the need. For me, this product is, hands down, 5 out of 5, 2 thumbs up. If this machine needs to exist on a wish list for you right now, and the budget cannot be invested in this direction for you, I can tell you that it is still highly beneficial to go outside. Just hit the stop button on your daily routine at work, and if you see the sun popping out from behind a cloud, get up, get outside in any season, and just stand out there, face your body towards that sunlight, lift your chin, close your eyes, and for 5 solid minutes if you can, 3 if that's all you can squeeze into the moment, and get that sunlight while you breathe in. Breathe deep. Hopefully it's fresh air-ish. I say that for you lovely urban dwellers. And it really does make all the difference. If you could take 15 minutes instead of 5 and work in a tiny walk around the block or so, that would be even better. Or get into the window and face that sunlight. Take in that heat for the few minutes you have. It is a free and natural alternative to the happy lamp. And if you can do it, do it. Keep taking care of yourself, M-Soul. Don't feel any guilt in hitting the stop button and taking a moment to safeguard and invest in your health every day. You need this. You deserve this. Gift it to yourself. This is in your power to do, and I firmly believe in safeguarding and caring for the parts of ourselves that are healthier because they carry the parts of ourselves that are less able or less healthy. The longer we can stay stronger is an overall better quality of life in the longer run. And I'm in this healing journey for the long run, and I'm honored that you share your time with me and the way that we can share our time together to do things like this. Keep taking care of yourself, M-Soul. Nothing makes me more satisfied.